anything with you, just standing with the feet comfortably under the hips, toes pointed forward, lifting tall through the back of the head. Good, lifting all the toes and then spread them back down. Good, let your body weight shift forward without lifting your heels, and then shift back without lifting your toes. So just do a little shift here of your weight, right? And when you do that, you'll kind of feel your feet engage. Just rock forward and back. And then come center, rock side to side without lifting anything off the ground. Just let your body weight shift. No bending or anything, just side to side. Good. And then we're going to make a circle. So coming center, we'll shift forward, side, back, side. Sort of feel like you're a drunken sailor or whatever, right? So just circle the body without bending anything. Feeling your feet holding you. And then when you come forward, reverse your circles. Right? So nothing's coming off the ground, but you're just shifting your weight in a circle. If you just came in, we're using a block or 2 blocks. If you have 2 blocks, great. Good. And then come center and let your body weight rock a little forward. Lift your heels, and we're going to inhale. Lift the heels, exhale, lower the heels. So just taking some nice full breaths. Arms can come with it or not. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Nice full breath coming up a little higher onto the toes, maybe staying a little longer and exhaling down. Good. Taking this opportunity to breathe and really get our lungs going here. One more time. So lifting as high as you can, holding as long as you can up there, just a little moment. And exhaling down. And then go ahead and float your arms and lift one knee up in front. So we'll just bring ourselves lifting tall as you hold that knee up. And lower back down, shift the weight, lift your other knee up in front, feeling your spine lengthen as you lift, and lower back down. This time we're going to do it again, so shift your weight back to your first leg, lift that knee, see if you can hold there, and open your knee out to the side a little bit. And then bring it back in front and lower down. And I can't do this side, but go ahead and float your other knee up in front. And then see if you can't take it a little bit out to the side. And bring it back and lower down. Great. And we're going to bring our hands behind our ears. Now, you want to make sure this is doable for you to bring your fingers all the way to the base of your skull without pulling yourself forward. If you can, great, but always feel free to bring your fingers out farther away from your head, like right behind the back of your ears or something like that. So you feel like you can have your arms up without sticking your chest out, without pulling your head forward, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of look up on our inhale and pull our elbows back a bit. And then on our exhale, we're going to round the upper back. And you're just going to bring your elbows a little bit towards each other. Don't drop your head, but just allow your head to be in line with your spine as if it were part of your spine. And then again, you're going to lift up. So we're getting into our upper back and shoulders. Open and pull the elbows back. And then on our exhale, and don't pull on the head, just gently place the fingers there. And then exhale, kind of rounding the upper back and shoulders. Good. It's like a little cat-cow, mini cat-cow. So open, pull the elbows back, and then exhale. Kind of bring them towards each other a bit, around your shoulders. Good. And then coming back to our start position where we started, we're going to inhale. As you exhale, just twist and look behind you. And don't let your head go forward, and come back to center as you inhale. Exhale, twist the other way. And center, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. One more time, looking over that to that side. And back to center. And then we're going to side bend. So inhale. As you exhale, let one elbow come up toward the ceiling. Other elbow points down toward the floor. Okay. And lift back up again without leaning forward. Okay. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Lift that elbow. Do a little stretch in your side. And lift up. So 2 more. Inhale, exhale over, lifting that elbow. And bring everything back. 1 more. Inhale, exhale over. And lift up. Go ahead and let go of the arms out from your shoulders and let them come down. Shake them out. Go ahead and hula hoop the hips. Just let them go nice and big. So circle. The joints move a little bit here. The lower joints. And the other direction. Right. And then we'll come to the end of our mat, and wherever you're going to be, roll down. So inhaling here and letting everything relax as you roll down. Hang here, so hands may or may not touch the ground. We might do a little bend and straighten of our legs. Then we're going to stack our spine up. So let the knees bend as much as they need to, tucking our pelvis under as we come up, arms relax all the way. And then at the top, inhale and exhale down again. Coming into that forward fold. We can bend one knee and then the other knee. So we shift the hips a little bit. And straighten both legs. And we'll walk our hands out into plank, spreading the fingers wide, lifting the tailbone, and then you might like to move the body a little bit as you stretch your heels down. Shift the body around side to side or whatever feels good to you. Maybe forward and back. Getting those heels down, feeling that stretch in the back of the legs. And then we can walk our hands out a little farther, maybe just a little farther, or maybe a little farther toward plank or all the way into plank, whatever feels good to you here. And make sure that you're not dropping the pelvis. It can be higher. So taking a couple deep breaths. Then we can either slowly lower ourselves down or bring the knees onto the mat and come around onto our back. And find yourself with your feet close to your hips, arms by your side, and relax. And then to start with, we're just taking some full breaths and letting our sacrum and our low back, or low spine move with our breath. So as we inhale, our back sort of naturally arches a little bit. Take a nice deep breath. And then as you exhale, the tailbone curls up. You feel your low back on the mat. Right? Inhale, letting the back arch. And we're not forcing it, but we're just exaggerating it a little bit. Right? So you really let your low back get some movement. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, let it arch. And then this time when we exhale, we'll go ahead and peel the spine all the way up into a bridge. Finding your hips up there, maybe adjusting your feet or letting the shoulders relax. Taking a breath here. On our next exhale, melting the spine down, one bone at a time. Good. And then let your pelvis relax into neutral. And you might place your fingertips or your fingers or your hands on the front of your hip bones. Just kind of rest them there so you can feel your pelvis. In our neutral, we're going to let our left knee fall open to the side without moving the pelvis. Right? Just kind of feeling it holding steady. And then exhale that knee back to the top. And then open the right knee as you inhale, holding the pelvis steady. Exhale back to the top. So just noticing if one side's different than the other. Open the left knee out to the side, holding that neutral. Exhale back. And then opening the right knee out. And exhaling back. Good. And then let your arms be up by your side on the ground. We're going to open the left knee on our inhale and then press the hips up on your exhale. So then we'll inhale, lift that left knee back to the top and articulate our spine down one bone at a time. And letting it come back to neutral. Open your right knee out on your inhale. Exhale, press the hips up. Inhale to lift that knee back to the top. And exhale, melt down one bone at a time. So a little hip opening bridging, right? And again, finding neutral. Open the left knee on your inhale. Press up on your exhale. Lift that knee back to the top. Articulate the spine back down. And one more time, finding neutral. Inhale, open right knee. Exhale, press up. Inhale to lift that knee all the way back up and melt the spine down. Good. And then take an inhale, keeping our knees lifted up. Bridge up on your exhale, peel off the mat. At the top of our bridge, we're just going to let our knees open out to the side, both open, and then squeeze them back together as you kind of press your hips up, right? So inhale, open the knees. You kind of lower down a little bit, and then exhale, squeeze them back up as you press your hips up. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring them back up as you press the pelvis a little higher. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Kind of feel like you're squeezing the top of your thighs together, right? One more time. Open and close. And then stay here. Inhale the arms up and over the head and lie them on the ground. And melt the spine down one bone at a time on your exhale. Okay. Great. And your arms are wherever they're comfortable over your head. Just relax them there. Let your knees sway over to one side. Just let them be relaxed. lift the legs up, sway them the other direction, and relax. And let's do it again. We'll sway over to the other side. Relax, and then lift, sway them over. And lift back up. And you can stay here. Bend your elbows to clasp the hands behind the head. And kind of feel like you're lengthening the elbows away from each other, right? Kind of activate the arms, lift them slightly as you inhale. And then on our exhale, we're going to press head and shoulders up by kind of sinking our sternum into the mat, right? And then inhale to lie back down. Really support your head. And then on our exhale, we're going to, again, press up and float your left knee up. As you press head and shoulders up, inhale back down, that foot comes to the mat. Exhale, float your right knee as you press up. Again, really supporting your head and neck. Inhale, lower down. Exhale again, that left knee comes up as we curl up. Inhale, back down. Exhale, right knee floats up. Inhale, back down. We're going to add rotation. We're going to exhale that left knee up as we press up, and then we're going to turn to look to the left. Back and behind that elbow, come back to center. Lower everything down. And exhale up that right knee as you press up. Turn to the right. Back to center, and everything lowers down. Nice deep breath. Again, exhale up, that left knee floats up, turn to the left, back to center, everything lowers down. Exhale, right knee floats up, and then turn to the right, back to center, and lower down. Good. Inhale here, and then press up on your exhale with your feet on the mat. Now lift one knee and then the other knee up. And we're going to go into just a single leg stretch. We're going to reach to that right heel. Let's flex our feet. Good. And then bend that knee and lie your head and shoulders down. And then exhale, press up, extend through your left heel. Reach it out. Inhale, lower down as the knee bends. Exhale, right leg extends as you press up. Inhale, back down. Exhale, left leg extends. Inhale, back down. Let's add a rotation to that. So we reach through the right heel. So we press up and turn to the left. Back to center as we come back. Exhale, press up, reach to the left heel, turn to the right. Come center as the knee bends, lower down. And again, stretch to the right heel, turn left. Back center, lower down. Stretch to the left heel, turn to the right. Back to center, lower down. You can relax here. Let your legs relax, hug your knees. Rock your body. I could have made you do a lot more, but I didn't, right? So you can thank me for that. Okay, so let's just keep our legs here. Clasp our hands behind our head, inhale. And then as we exhale, we're just going to curl up towards our knees and try to bring your knees towards your head, right? Lifting your tailbone. And then relax head and shoulders down as you inhale. And then on the exhale again, curl up, try to lift the tailbone, try to bring your knees towards your head a little bit more. And then relax everything down. Good. Exhale, curl up, bring knees toward head, head toward knees. And relax everything down. Good. And then we'll release our hands from our head, bring the legs into tabletop here, right? Knees above the hips, arms out from our shoulders. And you're going to find that neutral again with your low back, with your pelvis, right? So it feels nice and stable and in neutral. Hold your right leg still and open your left knee out to the side as you inhale, and then exhale that leg back up. And then holding the left leg still, holding the pelvis still, we open our right knee out to the side as we inhale and exhale it back up. So just kind of awareness of our pelvis, right? Again, inhaling that left knee open, noticing if it feels nice and stable as you move. If one side's different than the other, open the right knee on your inhale. And exhale back up. And then go ahead and put your legs together and take them both over to one side, anchoring our shoulders. Use the exhale to lift back to the top and take the legs over to the other side, anchoring the shoulders. Exhale back. And again, side to side, keeping the legs together, shoulders on the ground. Exhale back. Breathe. And then if you want at the top to straighten your legs and do it, or straighten them a little more, you can, or keep them bent side to side. Make sure that your knees are in line with your hips if you're tight in the hamstrings, right? So if your legs don't straighten all the way, just make sure that your knees line up with your hips. That's all that matters, not the feet, right? Take it to the side. All right. And when we come back to the top, we're going to take hold of our right leg with our hands, stretch the left leg down, and then grab hold of this leg wherever you can, curl up, stretch your leg towards you. Right, so wherever you can hold on, do a little bend and straighten. Good. And you can move your foot, of course. Give that leg a nice stretch. Great. And then we'll let our head relax down if you're lifted up. Keep stretching it a little more. Stretch your left leg long on the ground. And of course, you can flex and point your foot or circle your ankle, or it feels good to you. And then we'll bring our arms out from our shoulders. Get this leg as straight as you can. Of course, you can use a strap if you would prefer to do that. Take the leg across the body, reaching toes toward that left hand. And use your exhale to lift that leg up. Open the leg out, keeping that left hip down as you open. Exhale back up. Again, thinking of our kind of awareness of our pelvis and the pelvic stability, right? So taking the leg across, keeping as straight as you can. Exhale up. And opening out to the right. And exhale up. And we'll take a few circles here. So we're going to take that leg across, take it, sweep it down, around, and back to the top. And you can use some kind of prop if you want, or you can let your knee bend. Right? Shoulders relaxed, nice big circle. Good. And then when we come to the top, maybe do 4 or so. Reverse your circle. Down, across, and lift. Stretching through the left leg, anchoring that side as we circle. So here we feel our pelvis moving, rocking side to side, obviously rolling off the mat. And then when you finish the same number of circles on that side, bend your knee, hug it in, stretch it in, pull it in toward your shoulder. And then we'll draw that left leg in and straighten it. Stretch your right leg out, curl up, stretch your leg, pulling wherever you can hold on. Right, just, yeah. Really stretch that right leg on the ground. And then head down, stretching that leg, moving the foot, flex and point, or circle the ankle, just some ankle and foot movement on this side. Whatever feels good to your leg and your foot to give it a good stretch, right? See, Pilates isn't all about pain. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms out. And then again, you can use a strap if you want. Get the leg as straight as you can. Take it across the body, reaching your toes toward that right hand. Leg as straight as you can. And exhale it up. Keeping our right hip down, opening out. Foot towards the left hand. And lift on the exhale. And your knee can be bent a little bit, or you can use a strap, right? It's really up to you. If you have trouble getting your legs straight, really just kind of want our awareness to be about the pelvis and also the stretch, of course, that we're getting. And exhale up, and then we're going to go into circles. So across the body, sweep it down, around, knocking things over. Okay, so letting the hips move and letting the knee bend, or using a prop if you want, right? Big circles. Shoulders relax. Using the breath. And then after about 4 circles, reversing our circles. Reaching through that right leg. And using the breath to lift. And then when we finish our circles in that direction, hugging our knee in, stretching it in, pulling it a little toward the shoulders, just stretching the legs apart, away from each other. And then bring your right leg in, hold onto your feet, and just let your body rock side to side like a happy baby. We can just relax our back here. Maybe pull the knees down a bit if you like to kind of open the hip more. And then if you want to straighten your legs a little bit more as well, kind of rocking in that straddle. And then coming to center, bringing our feet together, knees apart, knees are open. Hold on to your left foot, stretch your right arm and leg on the ground, flexing the foot, and just do a big reach, big stretch. And then pulling our right side together, stretching our left side, flexing the foot, big stretch. And then both arms and legs stretch out, reach through one arm and leg and the other arm and leg. So feeling the stretch on one side and the other, shifting shoulders and hips. Reach and reach. Relax everything, open the legs a little wider, keep the feet flexed, open your arms into a wide V, and then take one hand over to the other arm, reach for that hand, reach past that hand if you can, stretch in that spirally movement, right? Really reach, and then coming onto our back and taking it to the other side, stretch as far as you can, reach. And then coming onto our back, we're going to bend our knees to bring our feet back on the mat. Sweep the arms down, curl up, and if you need to grab your legs, do so, or just reach and roll up. When we come to the top, we're going to sit tall with our legs extended in front, lift the sits bones. If the knees need to bend, that's fine, but just bring the pelvis forward first, right? And get a little forward fold stretch. So you might be able to reach your feet. You might need to leave your knees a little bent and kind of work on that stretch back there. You might want your back to stay flat too. That's also good. If that works for you, that's better for you. Or round, right? And then we'll come up and bring our legs into the diamond so that, you know, our feet are away from us a bit. They're together. Let the legs relax and stretch forward. Just kind of reach. If you're able to reach past your feet, great. If you're not, just relax forward. And then stack back up. When we're going to anchor the sits bones, turn our chest toward our left knee, and you're just going to let yourself walk forward a bit over that leg, head towards knee, and relax there. But keep the sits bones down, keep the pelvis in the same position. And then come back to the top. And then we'll turn our chest point over our right leg. Just come forward, head toward knee. To feel a nice stretch in your side and your shoulder. And then come back to sitting. And if you want to stay in this position, if this works better for you, otherwise straddle the legs, right? But I know some people have trouble straddling their legs, or you can have your knees a little bit bent. We want to be able to lift our spine tall, but you can keep that diamond also. Okay, reaching arms up overhead, we're going to lengthen our spine. So think more of lengthening your spine than your arms. And then we're going to hinge forward, flat back. Right, so just reach out, keeping our head lifted. Think of reaching through the crown, reaching through the fingertips here, really flattening the back. Yeah. And then let your back kind of relax and stack your spine up. And then sweep the arms out and up again. So we're going to lengthen tall, hinge forward from the hips, looking forward and slightly up. You're working your back, right? And then let everything sort of relax to stack your spine up. And then turn slightly to the left, just a little rotation of the chest. Lift the arms up, same thing. Keep your pelvis pointing forward as you lengthen the spine, flatten the back forward here towards the left side. Really reaching through your crown, lifting, and then let your body relax as you stack up. And then come center and then turn a little bit to the right. So a little rotation of our torso, lift up, nice and tall, hinge forward, reach, really flattening the back. And then letting the spine relax to stack back up. Arms relax. And then back to center one more time, lifting up. One more time, we're going to lengthen, hinge forward. And then rotate and look under one arm. And back to center, really flattening the back here. And then rotate and look under the other arm. And back to center. And let your spine relax as you stack up and let your arms relax. Oh, is that hard work or what? Okay, so we're going to bend our knees on like that half bend, right? And then stacking our forearms, so like a genie, right? So just go ahead and stack them here. Kind of relaxed, but lift tall as you inhale, and then we're going to exhale, curl back just a little bit, just so you find your sacrum or so, right? Just so you get a little bit of engagement. And then lift right knee to right elbow or right arm and lower. Lift left knee to left elbow and then bring it back. Right knee comes up and bring the foot back. Left knee up and bring the foot back. Right knee comes up, curling that tailbone under. Left knee comes up and bring it back and lift up to sitting. Good. Let your arms relax for a moment. Switch so the other arm's on top. Inhale. Exhale, curl back again, just to the sacrum or so. We're going to do it with a rotation. So you're going to float that right knee up and you're going to rotate so it comes to your left elbow. But don't move your leg out of alignment, right? Come back to center and then float the left knee as you rotate to the left. So the right elbow and bring it back. Again, rotate. Try to keep the legs in their alignment so they're not wobbling around. They're just coming straight up. And we're moving our torso. We're twisting our torso side to side, right? Shoulders relaxed. Rotate. And back. Rotate. And last one, or until you're even on both sides. And you come back to center and come up. Good. And release the arms. For just a moment. And then we're going to bring it in to get those arms in again. So whatever arm wants to be on top, whatever. Yeah. Whatever one wants to be on the bottom. Inhale. And then we're going to hinge back on our exhale. So flat back. Just going to hinge. And lift back up. Good. And again, flat back, hinge, and lift up. And then we're going to hinge back. And then you're going to roll the rest of the way down. If you need to, release your arms and reach forward. If you can stay in this position, you're going to roll up in this position, right? So it's just up to you. You can also use your arms to help you roll up. Okay, so we're going to hinge back, inhale, exhale, roll down. Let your legs do whatever they want to do. Inhale, lift head and shoulders. Exhale, roll up. Again, the arms, if you need to use them. Switch so the other arm's on top. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, roll the rest of the way down. Good. We just shortened our arms, that's all. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders. Exhale up. Makes it a little more challenging. Let's do one more. So hinge and roll down. Inhale and exhale up. Yeah. And when you come to the top, relax your arms, relax your legs, give them a little shake. And we're going to come onto one side. So whatever side you want to start with, bring yourself on your side with the legs bent, kind of a half bend. And you can either lay on your arm or you can put your head on your hand. It's really like whichever you prefer. Stack the knees, heels lined up with the tailbone. And we're just going to lift the feet a little bit off the ground. And you're going to open that top knee and close it. So we're going to inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. We're going to add to that. So we're going to inhale, open the knee, exhale, extend the leg, unbend the knee, bend the knee, and close. Inhale, open, exhale, extend. Inhale, bend, exhale, close. So we're getting into the external rotators, right? You really open that leg and then unbend that leg and then bend it and close. Inhale, open, exhale, extend, bend, close, and relax your legs down. Let them relax. And now we're going to straighten that top leg long, float it up, float it down, and bend. Right? So extend and float up, float down, and bend. And breathe. Floating it up as high as it goes, and then let it relax on top of your bottom leg. And again, good. Last one. And then when you bend it, let it relax for a moment. And then straighten it. And then your bottom leg is going to unbend. So you straighten it out slightly in front of you, right? It's a little bit at an angle. And then we're going to reach our top arm, lay on your arm, on your bottom arm, reach your top arm for more challenge. But if you don't want to, you can put it on the ground. Okay, so we're going to take that top leg back and you're going to pull it back, and then kick forward. And then pull it back. So it's more challenging with the arm up. So if you want to do that, or put your hand on the ground, right? So we're doing leg kicks basically, right? So you reach back, try to get that stretch to the top of the leg when you reach back, the bottom of the leg and hip when we kick forward. A nice big kick. Without letting our torso move. All right, next time we reach back, we're going to stay there. And here, if it's too much to keep your arm up, just put it on the ground. And we're going to lengthen that bottom leg and lift it off the ground. Right, so it's kind of at an angle. It's like your legs are doing scissors here. Right, hold it up there. Good. And then see if you can sweep the legs a couple of times. You might need to lean back and you might need to put your hand on the ground, but just kind of play with that and see if you can kind of do a little sweeping, little scissoring of our legs. It's hard with your arm up, so. All right, and then go ahead and bring the legs together, hold them up there, squeeze them together. Squeeze, 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 hold, and lower down, and let your legs bend. Bring your arm out in front of you. Let's take our bottom arm out in front of our chest, top arm on top, right? And then we're gonna just do a little book opening. So reach that arm, lift it to the ceiling, follow it back. You can also bend your elbow and put your hand on your shoulder if that's better for you. And then close your book. And then again, reach, open, all the way back. And then we're going to let that arm continue to come onto the ground, lifting our knees up so we can come onto our back. And stack your back leg, whichever one was on top, because you're going to be in the back, right? Stack that one on top of your right leg. So you've got your knees stacked. And then we're going to reach and grab our legs and pull them in. And you're going to just kind of pull the legs toward your chest, right? Like that. So the knees stack and curl up. Really try to bring your knees toward your head. give your hip a stretch. Now, if that's hard for you or it doesn't work for your knees and you want to do the figure 4 stretch, right? You can just do it that way. You can cross your ankle above your knee and do that if this is not working for you. So then you can relax your head and pull your legs in too. You should feel a stretch in that hip that we just worked. And then put your feet on the ground, or that foot that's, on the bottom, on the ground, arms out. Let your legs just sway over to the side where your top leg is on top and your bottom leg's on the bottom, right? So just let your legs relax there. And then lift them up and sway them the other direction and let them relax. And you can do this again in the figure 4 if you prefer, right? With your legs not, and your knees not stacked with the figure 4, either way. Relax and breathe. And lift everything up. Let's take hold of our top leg, grab hold maybe behind your thigh or your shin, curl up and straighten the legs to come up. Bring ourselves onto our other side. And again, you can be up with your head on your hand if you want, or lay on your arm, but heels lined up with our tailbone and knees are stacked. Torso straight, and then lift the feet a little bit. Gonna open on the inhale without rolling back, and exhale. So as much as you can, open that hip and close. Open and close. And really open and close. And then adding extension. So open, unbend. So for me, this hip is not nearly as flexible as my other hip. So you might find a little difference on each side. Extend and bend and close. Inhale and exhale. Trying to get it open now, right? I'm working on it. Extend and bend. And then when you close, let your legs relax. And then you can extend that top leg and float it up, down, and bend. And extend, reach, float up, lower down, and bend. Good. And maybe you want to take just a short rest. And then extend that leg and then unbend your bottom leg so it's out in front at an angle there. And really pull that top leg back without rolling back. We're going to kick forward. And again, if you want challenge, arm can be up. Laying on your bottom arm, you can reach your top arm up or keep it on the ground to help you, right? Help you stabilize. Really big kicks. Reach, and so if you can, flex and point back, right? Inhale, flex, exhale, reach back, pointing. Stretch to the front and the back of the leg. Holding torso still. And then when we reach back on this one, stay there reaching, and then float that bottom leg up off the ground. Hold. If you need support, put your top hand on the ground, which I think I need here. And then see if you can sweep the legs a few times, slowly, slow, big sweeps. That's really hard to do with your arm up. So if you want, put your hand down and help you. And then a couple more. And then we're going to bring the legs together and hold them up there. Squeeze them together. Squeeze them together. Hold, hold, hold. Hold. and relax and let them bend. Then both arms in front of the chest. Going to reach that top arm, take it up and follow it back, opening our book. Again, you can bend your elbow and just put your hand on your shoulder if you prefer. Okay. And close your book. And then again, reach, open the book, open all the way back. And then keep that arm going all the way to the ground as you lift your knees up. And we cross that back leg on top of our left if you want to stack your knees, or else you could do the figure 4 and then reach, grab hold, and pull the legs in, curl up. Right, so we just want to feel it stretch in our hip. You can lay your head down and relax. Like I said, if it feels better to you to do the figure 4 with your foot crossed, ankle above knee like that, right, with your knee open, you can. For me, one side feels better to do this, and one side feels better to do the other. So really, it's kind of like whatever works for you to get that hip stretch, right? This feels better on this side. And then we'll bring our foot down to the ground, arms out from our shoulders, and sway over. So whatever leg is on top, that leg sways over. It's on top, bottom leg underneath, shoulders all the way on the ground. And we'll lift the legs and let them sway the other direction. Relax. And bring the legs up and go ahead and grab hold of that top leg wherever works for you. Curl up, and then using our hands and our leg, just rock ourselves up. And we're going to come onto our all fours. So, of course, if all fours doesn't work for you, we're going to move our spine. So you can find a different position. And make sure you have your blocks. Like I've told you to bring blocks, just make sure you kind of have them there kind of ready, right? And just start by curling the tailbone under and rounding the back. And then press your hips back towards your heels. Lift yourself up and arch. And then we'll tuck our toes into the mat. Curl the tailbone under, rounding, press hips back toward heels. Draw your torso up and float your knees. If you want, pike your hips. And bring yourself back down slowly and arch. Again, round, press back. Or up. Float the knees, maybe pike the hips, and coming back the way we came, and arch. One more time, round, back. Feel that stretch, lift up, float knees, pike hips, and coming back. Down and arch. Good. And then we'll use block. This is what you might want to use blocks for. Some people won't need them, but take your right foot forward between your hands for a lunge, making sure our feet and legs are lined up with our hips, not with each other. If you are able to keep your back leg lifted, great, but you don't have to. You can have it down on the mat. And we're just going to look forward here. So coming, just, and feel free to rock in and out of the lunge to find it too. You don't have to come directly into the lunge if that's not something you're used to doing. Rock a little bit. And then if that back leg is lifted, you might want to just let it relax down. We're going to hug our right knee in towards us with our right hand and just turn and look over your right shoulder. Okay, so pulling into a twist here. And coming back around to face forward. And again, looking forward, right, kind of lifting a little bit. You'll really feel a stretch through the hip flexors on that left leg. And go ahead and lean back and straighten your front leg and just kind of let your belly relax on your thigh. A little stretch. And then we'll bring that leg under us and we'll take our left foot forward. And again, you can rock in and out of it a little bit to kind of find your lunge, but lift the back leg if it works for you. It doesn't work on this side for me. And make sure the legs and the feet are lined up with the hips, not with each other. And just finding your lunge, looking forward here. Just breathing into that stretch. And then, of course, if your leg is lifted off the ground, you might want to bring it down. Then we'll hug our left leg in with our left arm and just take a little twist to the left. So we'll feel our right hip dropping a little bit. A little more stretch there as we twist. And coming back to face forward, again, looking forward and kind of lifting up so that we really feel that stretch through the front of our thigh, hip flexors, and then just rocking back and straightening that front leg, flexing the foot, belly on our leg. Good. And then bring that knee under you. Now, if you have blocks, you might actually like to use them for a plank. I do. And it can help the wrists. You can also bring your forearms on the blocks like that. Right? And then we're just going to take one leg back, other leg back. But the blocks can really help make the plank easier and help with the wrist issue. Right? And just breathe here. Especially if you have these kind of spongy blocks, right? And they're not hard blocks, really hard blocks. Good. And just breathe, feel the length through the crown. And then bending one knee, other knee down to the mat. Good. Come around to sitting. We have time to get onto our belly today, but well, you're just going to sit comfortably. That's legs in the diamond or cross-legged, whatever works for you. Good. Give the shoulders a little roll up, back. Yeah. And then just sitting tall, right? We're going to just gently pull the chin back towards the spine. Take one ear toward one shoulder, And lift up tall, and the other ear toward the other shoulder. And lift up, lengthening the spine again. Turn and look over one shoulder. And bring it back. Turn and look over the other shoulder. And bring it back. And then looking up. And then back and looking down. And back to center. All right. Thank you for coming, everyone. Hit the button. Here we go.